What do you do when times get tough? Do you continue to show up for yourself, or do you drop all your healthy habits and all the ways you need to be taking care of yourself when things get hard? Let's be honest, you're here because you probably do the second one instead of the first one, which is showing up for yourself. And I'm so glad that you're here because it's not hard. It's not hard to be disciplined when times are tough. It's actually really easy when you know the right things to implement in your life. If you're new to this channel, my name is Dr. Bisley Natley. I'm a naturopathic doctor and I teach you how to optimize your brain so you can step into your high performer era. What happens to a lot of us, and I was stuck in this cycle for so long, this cycle of life is going well, things are going good, your relationships are thriving, you're on top of your healthy habits, you are getting all the stuff that you need to get done for work, and everything is great. And then boom. It's like just when you're getting used to life feeling good, life is like, haha, you thought things were good, so let me just, drop a bomb in your life and screw things up for you. And then what ends up happening? You get this bomb that drops up in your life, whether it's your career, whether it's your family, whether it's your health, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, all the action steps you were taking to help yourself thrive in these other areas of your life just fall off the wagon. Usually it starts with health first. We stop showing up for ourselves first, right? We stop eating healthy foods. We stop moving our bodies. We stop sleeping on time. We stop taking care of our mindset. So that starts to go down. Then this starts to usually affect our relationships and how we're showing up in our relationships. And it starts to affect our work and how we're showing up at our work. And are we even getting the work that we need to get done? And then before you know it, you're now in this pit, right? You're now in this pit of despair. You're just like, oh my God, something came up, fell off the wagon with everything. Now we're here. You could stay in here for days, for weeks, sometimes in months, and then you're finally like, okay, I gotta get myself back up. I gotta get my, stuff together. So let me start taking care of myself and let me start taking care of my relationships and let me start doing a bit better at work. And then you finally climb out of that little pit and things start to feel good again and you're thriving and things are good. And then boom, life drops another bomb. And now you find yourself back in that valley, that pit of despair again. And so many of us, we just spend our lives in this circle. We spend our lives going in this circle, and it is frustrating. It is so frustrating. And you just start to question, like, is this what life is? These fleeting moments of feeling, somewhat good, somewhat okay, and then something comes up, and you feel not so great again. And then you spend weeks and put in effort to get back on track. And I'm here to tell you that that's not how life should be. And if you want to really step into your high performer era, if you really want to accomplish those big goals and dreams that you have in your life, knowing how to be disciplined and showing up for yourself when times get tough is going to be one of the most important qualities that you can learn to develop for yourself. Because the truth is that stuff is going to come up all the time. And so many of us, we're waiting for this perfect moment when things feel good or when we have more time. And let me tell you, that ain't ever happening. You're never going to magically have 5 hours in a day to work on your goals and dreams. You're never going to have this perfect moment where everything lines up straight and all the stars and the moons are conspiring just to help you accomplish your goals. That's not how it works. And this is why you need to learn how to show up and be disciplined when things get tough and when your life gets tough and when it feels hard. Because it's these moments ultimately that define you. Anybody can be disciplined when life is feeling good. Anybody can be disciplined. But it's the rare people who are disciplined when life gets hard, and they're ultimately the ones who become the highest performers, the highest achievers, and they're the ones who build the life of their dreams. And that is a quality that you need to learn how to embody in your life, because that is the difference between being a high performer or not. High performers continue to show up for themselves when life gets hard, and the people that aren't, don't. And here's the thing, you're a high performer. I know that you might not believe that about yourself or fully embody that definition yourself, but you are ultimately a high performer. It's just about learning which type you are. And if you're interested in that, I actually have a quiz of the what type of high performer are you. Take the quiz, find out which one you are, and how to start supporting your unique brain health so that you can unlock this high performer era of yours. So let's go through how to actually be disciplined when times get tough. The first place that you need to start off with is actually looking at your beliefs behind discipline. I know on a lot of other platforms and a lot of high performance coaches, they teach you how to be disciplined, but a lot of us have some wacky beliefs about what it means to be disciplined, the amount of work and effort required to be disciplined. And a lot of us believe that being disciplined is hard. That is usually the ultimate core belief around being disciplined, that it is hard. It is for the rare people who are just like super strict and stringent on their routines. They're the ones that can only be disciplined, and that's not true. If you believe in order to be disciplined, you have to be very, very strict, you have to eliminate a lot of things in your life, and that being disciplined is very hard, guess who is never going to be disciplined? You're not. If you believe something is hard, if you believe that you have to eliminate a lot of things to embody this one thing, you're never going to want to do it. So you need to first start believing that being disciplined is easy. You need to start believing that you can have everything in your life and still be disciplined. You can have a social life. You can have great health. You can have a great work life. You can have all of these things in your life and be disciplined. You don't need to start cutting out your friends and not going out anywhere or doing anything. And that's what being disciplined is. No. So that's the first place to start. This belief around being disciplined and starting to believe that being disciplined is easy and starting to believe that you don't need to eliminate things in your life that take you potentially away from being disciplined, because you can still have a social life and be disciplined. I do it all the time. I go out with my friends all the time and I don't necessarily indulge in things the way that they do. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I definitely indulge and overindulge, and that's okay. But a lot of the times, if I go out with my friends, like I don't really drink that much, or I'll choose different foods or support myself in different ways, and that's my way of being disciplined and then making sure I'm still showing up for myself. So that's the first thing, believing that it's easy. Number two, and this is where a lot of people mess up, is that they have no strategy to be disciplined. Like there's no strategy in place whatsoever. It's kind of like the strategies, just like, for example, with working out, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna work out 5 days a week. That's my strategy. But that's not a strategy. Telling yourself you're going to do something is not a strategy. Can we let that sink in for a second? Telling yourself you are going to do something and take action on something is not a strategy. A strategy for working out, so if you say that the goal is, right, 5 days a week of working out, a strategy is you actually sitting down, you opening up your calendar, and you finding time and space in your day to schedule these 5 workouts at the beginning of a week so that they're in. A strategy looks like you getting very clear on the exact workouts that you're going to do on the exact days, so that when it comes to that time to work out, you're not like twiddling your thumbs and thinking about what workout you're going to do. It's already there. This is a strategy. A strategy is pre-planning the action steps you need to take so that even when times get tough, you know how to show up for yourself then. And now here's the other key piece when it comes to strategy as well. If you want to be consistent and disciplined with your goals, you need to be flexible with your strategy, especially when times get tough. So maybe a family member gets sick, so you need to take care of them. So you no longer have this potential space to work out or go to the gym for an hour and a half, but maybe you have these 10-minute blocks, or maybe you can step away for 20 minutes and you pull out a YouTube workout video and you get that done. So this way, you're still being disciplined, you're still getting the stuff that you need to get done. It just looks different, and you're just more flexible with your strategy because it's just a harder time for yourself. So first you need to make that strategy for yourself, and then you need to think about, what does this strategy look like when times get tough? And how can I shorten it, or how can I hold myself more accountable when times get tough? And this is that third piece that's really going to help you be disciplined during tough times, is you need someone to keep you on track. And we all need this from time to time, including me. Sometimes I go through these phases where I do fall off track a little bit. And to get back on track, I need someone to kind of hold me accountable and in line. So I haven't posted, for example, on my social media in 3 months. And there's been a lot of stuff just happening in my personal life. And I was like, that's okay. Social media is just not going to be a priority for myself right now. But I found that the longer I didn't post, the more resistant I felt to actually posting. So what did I do? I had to literally get my boyfriend to be like, I need you to keep me accountable and like set all this up just so I can get on back on the camera and just freaking record this thing. And so that's what it took. And now that I'm, kind of talking again and back in the groove of things again, me doing this on my own is going to be that much easier. But sometimes we need people to hold ourselves accountable when things get tough. So turn to that friend, that family member, tell your partner, and hold each other accountable. I mean, that works even better. And this is how you do it. This is how you help yourself be disciplined during tough times. You address those underlying beliefs and start to see discipline as being easy and start to understand that you don't need to cut out people from your life in order to be disciplined. You create a strategy for yourself, and telling yourself you're going to do something isn't a strategy. A strategy looks like planning it out. Strategy looks like finding blocks of time in your day where you can get this work done. And then lastly is holding yourself accountable by using someone else. So much research on accountability. If you're ever struggling with keeping up with your goals or being disciplined, especially during hard times, the best thing you can do is to bring someone else in and set a consequence for yourself that seems uncomfortable, right? So maybe if you don't do this action step, like you pay this person $500, you transfer them, right? And make it an amount that feels a little bit like, ooh, that's gonna sting a little bit for yourself. So ultimately, what I'm gonna end this video off with is that this isn't hard. It's not hard. You just need to take the time to build a strategy for yourself so you can continue to be disciplined. If you are truly ready to embody your high performer era and to finally get into a place where you can achieve and accomplish your goals with ease, and your brain is no longer holding you back, I encourage you to start your journey, take that quiz. What type of high performer are you? And you can also book a discovery call with me to learn what your specific nutrition, movement, sleep, supplement protocol would look like to support your brain health, because you are a high performer. You just don't know how to support your brain yet. And that's the one thing that's really holding you back from getting there.